Hello, dear friends. The Bush family name has always carried with it a sense of duty, grace, and deep family connection. But within that well-known legacy lies a daughter whose story has touched hearts far beyond politics or headlines, Jenna Bush Hager. We've watched Jenna grow before our eyes, from the young daughter of a president into a respected storyteller and co-anchor on the Today Show. She's brought laughter to our mornings, comfort to our hearts, and always a sense of warmth that feels like family. Yet, behind that familiar smile lives a story marked by quiet grief and extraordinary strength. Recently, Jenna opened up about the profound pain her family has endured, pain that shaped them long before she was even born. With her characteristic honesty, she revisited the heartbreaking story of her sister Robin, who passed away at just 3 years old. Though Jenna never met her, Robin's memory lives within every part of their family's history, a silent presence that shaped how they understand love, compassion, and faith. For Jenna, growing up in a family that carried that loss meant understanding grief not as something to hide, but as something to learn from. She saw how her parents, George and Laura Bush, transformed tragedy into empathy, how they taught their daughters that pain can deepen kindness, and that the strongest hearts are often the ones that have been broken and mended with love. When Jenna shared this story on air, you could hear a tremor in her voice, not of weakness, but of truth. It was a moment when the world saw the human behind the public figure. She reminded us that even families who seem unshakable, even those who appear to have it all together, carry invisible scars. In the same conversation, Jenna spoke up to challenges her family has faced in more recent years: the emotional tolls of the pandemic, the mental health battles, and the quiet weight of trying to stay strong for others when your own spirit feels tired. She admitted that there were mornings she walked into the studio carrying that heaviness, yet she smiled, she connected, she showed up. Because that, she said, is what resilience truly is. Through it all, Jenna found comfort in the constants of her life: her husband Henry and their 3 children, whose laughter became her healing sound. In the chaos of life, she rediscovered peace in the simplest moments: bedtime stories, shared meals, sunlight through the kitchen window. These small fragments of joy became her reminders that healing doesn't happen in a single day. It happens quietly in love that refuses to give up. What makes Jenna's openness so powerful is how universal it feels. She doesn't share her story for sympathy, but for solidarity. She wants people to know that grief is not something to escape. It's something to walk through, step by step, breath by breath, until one day you realize the pain has become part of your strength. Her message is simple, yet profound. It's okay to cry. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to let others see your broken pieces, because those cracks are what let the light in. And maybe that's the true beauty of Jenna Bush Hager, her courage to be vulnerable in a world that often demands perfection. Her story is not about power or fame. It's about the quiet bravery of a woman who turned her family's pain into a reminder that healing is possible for everyone. So tonight, as we think about her words, let them reach a deeper place within us. Call your loved ones, cherish the small moments, be kind, not just to others, but to yourself. Because as Jenna's journey reminds us, love is the thread that binds us through every loss, every triumph, and every new beginning. And even when life feels heavy, there is always light waiting, in family, in faith, and in the unbreakable strength of the human heart.